Hi, everyone. I'm Seth.
Hi, guys. I'm Monique.
And this is
Gay Math. The Gay Math Podcast.
With Seth
and Monique.
This is Gay Math.
Okay.
With Seth and Monique. Yay!
Yay!
Welcome back to Gay Math.
Welcome back to Gay Math.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh my God. This honestly feels super legit.
I mean, this, not to toot our own horn here, but first of all, the talent is just stunning on camera.
Right. Thank you.
I'm also the talent. We're both talent.
I'm like, it's only...
You said thank you, as if I'm also not on camera. The camera's legit. We have mics, a ring light.
Okay. When he does that, it makes me literally ill. Like, I think I want to pass away. Okay. No, because if I were to moan, then he would like...
No,
okay,
you're not allowed to.
Exactly.
It weirds me out.
Thank you.
Yours just sounds too real. It just like weirds me out a little. Because it's just like it just sounds real. It does. Mine's like fake.
Maybe.
Whatever.
I don't know what you sound like when you do stuff.
When I have sexual intercourse. Speaking of, this episode's about gay. Oh, God. Wait, also, if you're not a fake fan and you've watched episode 1 and 2, you would know that the setup's different.
Oh, yeah, the setup is different.
We're trying something new here.
Mm-hmm. We're still figuring out a couple things just because okay. So we're still figuring out a couple things because
we're new here.
Yeah, we're new here. This is my apartment. It's not fully set up.
You moved in like a week ago though, so.
That is true. I did move in super soon.
Yeah.
Or recently. There we go.
We got there.
So once I get some more furniture and stuff, it'll probably change once again. It'll be set up differently.
Because aren't you getting rid of this?
I think I might. Because look at how huge it is.
It is really big.
My tiny apartment.
You have this giant coffee table. It is quite large, but your other apartment had a huge living room.
That is true. So I went from, which I will not degrade myself and make it seem like this is a downgrade because I love this apartment. It's so cute.
Oh, it's absolutely not a downgrade.
Yeah, but I did have a 1-bedroom apartment that was pretty huge.
It was big.
And now I'm in a studio, but I love the brick.
The brick is cute.
Yeah, it's like a classic apartment.
You have a view. You're higher up.
Yeah, it reminds me of New York, honestly. So I kind of love that. But yeah.
I love that.
Thanks.
She's making money moves.
Yeah, I'm saving a lot of money living here.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because in this economy.
Right. Right. Will I be paying my taxes?
We can't say it on camera.
I know.
I was about to say something and then I was like, that is going to incriminate me. Allegedly.
That's why I immediately stopped speaking after that. I was
wait. Pure silence.
I was like.
These are jokes.
Yeah.
FBI agent, if you're listening, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Also, I just realized I look incredibly different.
Oh, right. If you're also not a fake fan, you'll notice quite the transformation over here.
Yeah. So
can we talk about how long the braids took? Just for 30 seconds. Just let them know.
I got braids done on Saturday. I got to my appointment at 9:45
a.m.
Yeah.
9:45.
She opened the door. 9:50 I got in there, sat down, started setting up. I was there from 9:50 to 11 p.m.
That's a P, folks.
11
p.m.
p.m. So I was there literally the entire day.
Some would say 14 hours.
Yes.
Sitting in a chair having your hair braided.
Yeah. So was I on the verge of tears? Absolutely.
Did it hurt?
No, it didn't hurt because I've gotten a sew-in before.
Thick, or not thick skin, but some people are really
tender-headed. Yeah, I'm not tender-headed at all, which is good.
That would have been a miserable 14 hours.
Yeah. So I was literally on the verge of tears because I like wanted to leave. But I also was falling asleep half the time. So I was sitting there like.
Kind of therapeutic, but like repetitive. Did you fall asleep?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
And then also my brows are bleached, so that's different as well.
We re-bleached them.
Yeah, I've had bleached brows before, but yeah.
Doug Cameron said she liked them.
Oh my God, thank you for reminding me about that.
Of course.
I will never let no one can ever take that away from me. No. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dove Cameron. I love you. You are so beautiful.
We do love Dove Cameron in this house.
Yeah.
Descendants. Iconic.
Yeah, iconic. Also, let me just say this because you guys don't know me. Despite what you see, I don't have to explain myself, but I will just in case people are outraged. I am not a white girl, okay? I'm literally... You
wanted to clarify. That's it. Yeah.
People just look at me sometimes. I've gotten that my whole life. Like people just assume that I'm either white or whatever, but whatever. I'm not a white girl. Don't worry. I'm not a white girl with braids.
No.
I am Black and Ecuadorian. Let's get that out of the way. There's nothing
Thank you for clearing the air.
Yeah. I just don't want you stupid idiot.
Why do you have braids, you idiot?
Yeah. On the like comments of our podcast, people are like trashing me. They're like, you freaking moron. Like
we get canceled in episode 2. Amazing. But anyways, moving on. No, but they're going to get to know us though.
Yeah.
We're going to have a deeply unhealthy parasocial relationship in no time.
Exactly. So today's episode, which gay math, how exciting, second episode.
Episode 2. I'm so excited.
I know. Today's episode, we're going to talk. So the first episode, we kind of introduced ourselves. We talked about like a little
Do I remember anything we talked about?
See, that's why I can not take an edible before we do this because I literally swear to you, I don't know if I said words.
The thing is, we're going to watch the footage after this. I don't know either. We haven't seen we could have just sat in silence for an hour staring at each other. Couldn't tell you.
I wouldn't know.
No clue.
It was insane. And then after I was like, yeah, I don't know if any of that made sense.
We'll see when we watch it.
True.
Because I don't know either. I don't even know what we talked about. I know we like introduced ourselves.
Yeah, we introduced ourselves. We talked about how we met, like... It just sounded like I said Howie Mandel, but I did not say that.
We talked about Howie Mandel.
No, we talked about how we met. We talked about like New York a bit because we both like had.
Oh, we did. Okay. Yeah. It's coming back. Yeah. It's fuzzy, but it's coming back.
Yeah. So today, though, we're going to talk about something super important. I would say.
Gay.
Yeah. Our biggest personality trait being gay. Which is something to celebrate because
let's give it up for gay.
Yeah, being gay is iconic. It's fun. It's beautiful. So, yeah.
This is the gay episode.
Yeah. So it might get a little heavy at times, but I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, and we're also just using this as a way to get dates. So if anybody watches this who's single and is interested in either one of us,
DMs are open.
DMs are open.
I'm going to put our Instagram handles on the screen.
Yeah.
DMs are open.
Exactly.
Here are some examples of things that will work in my DMs. Hey, daddy.
Oh, my God.
Sexy. Cute.
Yeah.
Gorge.
Yeah.
I want to give you money. What's your Venmo? All of these are acceptable DMs.
That one works for me, too.
The last one especially.
Yeah.
Should we put our Venmo handles on the screen?
Okay, also, here's the thing. I'm the opposite of Seth in that way where I'm like, do not call me mommy. I'm not your mom. Like,
But do you want to say mommy? Or daddy? Daddy?
Okay. Please don't.
I won't.
Maybe once or twice I've said it in my life. But it's fine.
But did you like it or were you like, this is dumb?
No, like it's fine for me because I don't attach it to like, people are like, oh, that's weird because like your dad. I'm like, I don't
think about my dad when I say daddy.
Yeah, it's like...
That makes me want to vom.
Yeah, like in the moment, you're like that's not even in your head.
It's also, like I'm... Okay, first of all, I would just like to say, mom and dad if you're for some reason listening to this, turn it off.
I forgot about
Close
that.
the laptop. Do some self-reflection.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror. Call a therapist.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Also, if you're like my family too,
Yeah.
just don't listen. Just turn it off. I don't need the view. Thank you so much for supporting me. No.
No.
How do you feel about your family, like, watching?
Okay, so we'll get into this more like later, but my parents fully know that I'm like gay. I've told them now, which we have to talk about our coming out stories, even though it's not that crazy, but and then yours is like non-existent, but
right.
No, it's fine. So
we'll get into all of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if my parents saw this because also, okay, let me out myself. I'm a virgin, so they know that I'm not doing anything like sexual.
Right.
Like, okay, so if they heard this, I'd be like, okay, like what?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then my family, I don't talk to them. Sad. R.I.P. No, they're not dead. They're not. No, they're not dead.
They are alive.
They are alive and well. We don't talk anymore. Sad story.
We don't talk anymore.
Yeah, like Matilda by Harry was written for me. Like it feels like that's my entire life story. So, anyways, but yeah, my family could watch. Hey everyone, haven't seen you in a couple years, 3 maybe.
Hey guys. Oh.
It's been a long time.
Right. I don't want my family watching it because I'm not a virgin, and I'm very much not a virgin. If you catch my drift.
Period. Sexually active.
I'm on PrEP now.
That's beautiful.
As of this week.
That's wonderful.
It's just going to get worse, though. It's going to get worse now.
You know what?
Because before I was like, I shouldn't have that many sexual partners because that's not safe. Not anymore.
Oh my God. Instead of drink responsibly, it's like take PrEP responsibly.
Please. Seriously. I'm just waiting until it kicks in, of course.
Yeah.
It takes like 20 days or something, but.
And me, on the other hand, everyone is trying to get me to kiss someone, sleep with someone, date someone. Like all of my friends, like you included, and my friends from work have been like, we're going to set you up with someone, or we're going to like force you to talk to someone at Butch, or like whatever it is. Like literally everyone's like, no, you have to start dating. And I'm like, no, like I've tried. Like I promise you, I'm not sitting here just like, no.
Yeah.
So it's just weird for me.
It's fascinating watching you swipe on apps. She's like, left, no.
Okay.
Just like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you seeing them? And you're like, ew, no, I saw him.
No, okay. Also,
I saw this person.
See, that's the thing too. Like before, when I was swiping, it was mainly men because.
And see, that's also telling that like you were interested in like 1 in 1,000.
1 in 1,000.
And then
men.
the rest disgusted you, horrified you.
Yeah. And then for women, I like have Hinge, and I use Hinge for women because I think all the girls on Hinge are so hot.
See, that's telling. That's telling.
I'm like, ugh.
How do you feel? Okay. How do you feel about like a sweaty man, like sweaty balls? Does that like gross you out? See? Yeah. That grosses you out.
That's just, well, okay.
That's telling.
But like also sweat in general like grosses me out.
Well, not like sweaty, but maybe they like worked out. See? That's telling. It's like they have to be, you know what I'm saying? It has to be like clean.
Yeah.
But just like a little sweaty. They're like worked out or something.
Ew, no. Like, okay, like a sweaty, like, okay, if a man was like.
They smelled good.
Okay, yeah.
They were clean. They just like worked up a sweat.
Like maybe if it was like someone I like found attractive, like Jacob Elordi or like Harry Styles or like.
Yeah, but those are like the hottest men of all time.
Every other man.
What about like just your average man?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have seen a man running on the street, and I've been like, wait a minute.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hold on. So I do experience that with men, but like.
It's rarer.
Yeah.
What about women? Is like the average woman walking down the street, you're like,
No, I don't think so, because I have a very, like, a specific type.
So you're just picky across the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, my friend, this is why dating kind of scares me, and we'll, like, get into it more, like, later, I'm sure. But, like, my friend, my boss at the time, she's not my boss anymore, she's had a baby, but whatever. Her and my friend who works at, oh, never mind, don't bleep that out.
We'll bleep out the name of where you work.
My friend who also works at my place of work said to me, I feel like you are gonna, like, meet someone, and, like, that's gonna be the person, like, you meet and then you, like, date and you get married, and that scares me. And that's why I think I'm reluctant to dating. And I'm also kind of,
you think you're gonna, like, fall hard?
Well, yeah, I think I'm, in general, just a very, like, emotional person.
Yeah.
And, like...
Yeah. That sounded so disinterested. I'm actually interested in listening.
No, I just think, like, I'm an emotional person. And, like, because I've been hurt so much, I think, by, like, people in life. And just, like, I don't know. I just think I'm very, like... And I've, like, said this before, like, I don't think I've seen real love in a certain way, because my parents were never, like, fully, like, obsessed with it. Like, they're separated basically when growing up, like, the whole time, basically. They didn't until I got older, but, like, they hated each other.
Right.
So I understood love from, like, music and, like, movies, and, like, that's where I got, like, my idea, but that's not necessarily real all the time.
Right.
So I think,
and it's
like,
different than, like, a human.
Yeah. So I think when I'm in a situation with someone, like, if I've ever been, I'm kind of like, oh, like, you know, like, I have this idea of it, but that's not real. So
yeah, to, like, experience it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird.
Yeah, but
I mean, I haven't either. I haven't experienced love.
True. But, like, I think true.
Just a lot of sex.
But I think now that I'm older, I'm more, like, I don't want to say cold-hearted, but I'm more just like,
you really got to be something special
Yeah.
because, like, if not, what are we doing?
yeah, I'm like, okay.
Then, like, it's just so much energy.
Yeah.
And the risk and just, like,
Yeah.
no. You have to be amazing.
Yeah.
You have to, like, sweep me off my feet, and I have to be obsessed with you.
Yeah.
And that's just never happened.
Someone said to me, I feel like you think like a man, which I don't really necessarily agree with, because I was like, when I was saying, like, when I was on, like, dating apps, like, only, like, with men, I was, like, saying, like, I'm not gonna, like, yeah, I'm talking to 5 different guys at one time, because what do you think this is? Because I know that guy is talking to 3 other girls or whatever.
Yeah.
So what am I doing, like, being like, oh, like, he's great, like, blah, no, absolutely not. I'm going to, like, play the field as well, because I'm not stupid, like,
no.
And my friend was like, no, you shouldn't do that, like, you should just,
you should focus on one at a time.
Yeah, I was like,
no, ew.
Like, what? For what?
They're going to ghost you in 2 seconds.
Exactly. I'm not marrying you. You're not my boyfriend. Like, what am I doing? Sitting here like an idiot while you go out on dates with other girls? Like,
no.
Oh my God, I hope he likes me. Like,
barf.
And maybe that's, like, a little bit, like.
No, I do not agree. If you're just. Yeah. No, because they're talking to.
Exactly.
And I've talked to a lot of people on dating apps.
Yeah.
99.99999% of the time they ghost you or they don't respond.
Right, exactly.
So, like, that's my thing too. I always open with, like, hey there. Because I'm like, yeah, I could sit here and come up with some clever line that they're never going to respond to most of the time. Or, like, I don't know. I just like them to respond first, and then I'm charming and witty.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to, like, look at their profile, come up with something witty that has to do with it. Like, just, they're not going to respond most likely. And if they do, it's going to be 3 messages and then they're going to ghost me. Like, so we just don't need to be putting so much energy into these people unless we're, like, been seeing each other for a while. Like, I just can't. Even if you go on several dates, they will still ghost you.
Exactly. Like, okay, this is a quick story before we start talking about more gay stuff.
I know we haven't even started talking about that episode.
Into it, but no. So this person that I had been seeing at a time, I really liked him. And I think you know who it is, but I really liked him. This is when I lived in New York. And I remember him saying, like, first I remember, like, I was, like, at dinner with my friends, with Ashley and Cassidy. We were at dinner, and I showed them a picture of him. And at the time, I had, like, maybe 5
Who
different...
Is it?
The one that you said looked like Jake Paul. He did not... Okay, he did not look like Jake Paul, but...
He looked like Jake Paul.
No, he didn't. But I remember, like, I was talking to 5 other guys, and there was this hot ass dude who I was like, oh, for sure. And then him, but he was like still like, he was like not ugly, but he was like ugly hot.
Jake Paul?
Yes. And I was like, oh, he's like kind of cute, whatever. And
no,
like,
he was cute.
Yeah.
He just looked kind of like Jake Paul.
Oh my God.
Jake Paul's not ugly.
No. Ew.
Yeah, he's just like the worst person ever. He's
Yeah.
not ugly.
But so yeah, I remember I was having dinner with Ashley and Cassidy or whatever, and they were like, this guy seems to like you. Like, you should give him a chance. Never listen to your friend. No.
If your friends tell you that, they're sabotaging you.
No, I mean, because also he had said to me too, like, he was like, I feel like you only talk to me when your other dudes like aren't giving you attention. Absolutely right.
The read.
Absolutely correct. You're correct.
I would have been like, you're right. That's true.
Yeah. And then after we'd been talking for a while, he was like, I want to be the only one that you're talking to, blah, blah. And then I started to get feelings, and I started letting other guys go. And I was just like, like, I'm good. And it was just me and him. FaceTime all the time, texting every day. Like, he would literally be on the phone with me all night. We would fall asleep on the phone together. He would watch me do homework, like, just so we could be together. And we'd never met.
Oh my God.
I know, it's like ridiculous. And then one day he had gone on a trip before. So when he went on this new trip, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, I'll talk to you when you get back. Have fun with your friends, whatever. He got back from the trip, and then I knew things were different. I felt it. I have such good discernment when it comes to like dating and like guys and like that kind of stuff. And I knew, and then I literally messaged him. I was like, I'm a grown up. Like, I'm a big girl. Like, you can tell me like what's going on. Like, you don't have to do this. And then he was like, I would never ghost you, blah, blah. Ghosted me. And then I came out to LA, stayed with you for a month. Mm-hmm. And then you went to Hawaii towards the end of my stay. And I literally was in your apartment by myself crying over this man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we had put in how many like weeks, months, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
fully ghost.
Like, please stop.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Have you heard from him since?
No. So, okay. So
you were like, tell me what's wrong.
Yeah.
And he never responded.
No, he did. He was like, oh, I'm just like busy with work. Like, I have so much going on, blah, blah, blah. But like, I still like care about you, whatever. And then we would like still try and like I would still be, hey, like, how are you? Like, blah, blah. And it was different because he wasn't like responding right away, or he'd be like, you know, kind of like, oh, it's fine. Like, hope you had a great day, whatever. Not like as like in depth. And then one day I was like, okay, this is different. Like, you need to tell me if it's over or not. So like, I know. And then he was like, I still care about you. I still like want to be friends, whatever. And then he was like, I would never ghost you. He literally said, I would never ghost you. Ghosted me.
After that was his last message was, I would never ghost you.
Yeah. And then I randomly one day a while ago, I like reached out to him and we had like closure or whatever. But I was like, this I will never live down. I was like, oh, did you ever really care about me? And he was like, he kind of was like, because he was like, because we never met in person. I was like, but we talked to each other every day. And
we fall asleep on the phone together.
Yeah.
Like,
and he had like kept being like, we'll meet, but our schedules. And then I was in school at the time. So it wasn't like I didn't want to meet up with him. We just couldn't find a time. I talked to his friends on the phone. Like,
my God.
Like, his friends were in the background of a phone call one time, and they were like, oh my God, we've heard so much about you. Like, you're so pretty. Like, huh? Like,
and then he didn't really care about you?
He was like, no, whatever. We like never met in person. So like, what, like whatever. And I was like, for sure. And then at that moment, I was like, no one will ever fucking disrespect me like that ever again. I will be the cold hardest bitch in the world. Like you can never come at me ever again. Like after that, I was like, done. Good. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah,
like, for sure.
I feel like you have to get to a point when it's, you know, enough's enough.
No, I literally, and you know what kills me? I took this one photo of him, and it was a live photo, and I remember playing the live photo for him one day, and you could hear me screaming in the background like, oh my god, you look so good, like whatever. And he used that same photo on a dating app because I had deleted my dating apps. I opened it back up one day, found him, that photo of, it was a FaceTime photo. So I was in the corner of the photo. So he had to crop me out of the photo to put it on like fucking Hinge or whatever the fuck he was on.
He cropped you out of the photo.
I'm so sorry. I promise you, this man, I'm sure he's great. I think he's in a relationship now, whatever. I'm sure he's happy for them. But
no.
You, for sure, like you.
I bet he met this girl he's in a relationship with on a dating app using the photo that you took of him.
Probably. And guess what? She's a singer. Like me. Dark hair. Like me. But no, I'm sure she's great. Like nothing against her, not her fault.
Girls supporting girls.
Yeah, not her fault. It was for sure him, but.
Fuck you, Jake Paul.
Yeah, but that's when I was like dating men.
Yeah.
And then I discovered, oh my God, I'm gay.
Tell us about that.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so let's talk about, should I like start with like from my like beginning, like my upbringing and stuff?
Yeah.
Like
your story of being gay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure that has, yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up like, I mean, Seth and I have talked about this a while, like for a long time. Mm-hmm. Can I speak? No.
Sometimes.
But we've talked about this before, and we're very different in the sense that we both had gone to church, but I didn't grow up in church like you did. Like my family, like my mom was very much like, oh, we love God, we love Jesus, like Jesus loves us, and we just act the way he does. So we love everyone. So I grew up in the sense that I knew God loved me or whatever, stuff like that. But my parents were still very much like, we love everyone. Like we accept everyone. We like love gay people. We love like trans people. Like it wasn't like hateful or anything. So growing up, I never had that idea of like, this is wrong, because I also like, there were gay people in my life because my mom worked in a store like with makeup and like fragrance, and there were gay men around. Like, you know, I grew up around these people. So I was like, oh, period.
And
like,
in the city.
Yeah, and in the city. So I met tons of different people, and I was like in a very like big place. So I never thought like it was wrong or anything. But I also never like, because my parents too, I think were so like kind of taboo or like traditional in the sense that they didn't talk to me about sex. They like didn't talk to me about like, you know, like kids or like, you know, having a baby or whatever, stuff like that. We also didn't talk about sexuality. Just the one thing they said to me, or my mom said to me, was like, you cannot have sex until you get married. Like that was the one thing, and there was no conversation like after that.
Did they tell you what sex was?
No.
They didn't tell you?
No, I think I learned about sex like just from being like in school with like other kids and kids talking about like sex and stuff.
Your parents didn't have like a talk with you?
No. Oh. And my parents never talked to me about sex, and also the kids in my middle school, like, because I think that's where I started hearing about sex more, were sexually active, because I remember by 8th grade there was like 2 girls who were pregnant, or like, you know, there was like people having sex, and there was also like gay people in my school.
Yeah.
But saying all that to say, my parents didn't talk to me about it a lot, but they also didn't pose to me that was an option for me. Like that one, being a sexual being was an option, or that like my sexuality was an option for me. It was just like, oh, you like boys, because I did like boys and I still do like guys. Sadly. So like I think because of that, I just naturally assumed, oh, I'm straight. So it's like that perpetual heterosexuality that I think like I just didn't think about it. But for sure, like I had moments where like I like maybe thought about girls, or like I like wanted to kiss girls, or like, and let me tell you, I blocked this out until like later in life. I always thought my first kiss was when I was like 18 and I had like went to this club in college. I spit. I went to this club in college and this random guy came up to me. I was like, hey, do you want to kiss? And I was like, I don't really know you. And he was like, who cares? So I was like, you know what? You're so right.
Man's had a point.
Yeah. And then we kissed. But the truth of it all was I kissed one of my girlfriends, like one of my friends who was a girl, like in my apartment, like a long time ago. Like we were playing house.
Sounds pretty gay to me.
Yeah, we were playing house, and like we were fully making out, like on top of each other, making out. And I don't know how.
Sounds pretty gay to me.
I literally don't know how. I didn't even think about that until later in life.
How old were we?
I want to say like I was like maybe I was like, I had to be like 10 or like older than 10. Not like that young, but like 10 or older. So
making out with someone.
No, fully. It was like I can think about it now, and I remember afterwards being like, that was weird. I don't think we were supposed to do that, because like not like we weren't, but just like kissing. I don't think we were supposed to be kissing. Not like two girls kissing, but just like in general, you should not be kissing
at like, 10 years old.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe 10 or 13, maybe, I don't know. But I was young, so that back of my mind didn't think about that. So then growing up, obviously liked guys, but also I was ugly, fat, like, so nobody liked me.
Been there.
Right. So I didn't have like those like encounters either. So I kind of just thought, oh, I like boys, but none of them like me because I'm
You know, I just really don't think well, let's just say skinny people. They don't get it.
No,
it's different.
No,
like when we were young, people weren't hitting on me.
No.
Like I didn't get hit on by anyone. And that's why now my friends will be like, that person's hitting on you. And I'm like, huh? Because in my head, people don't flirt with me.
Yeah.
That didn't happen when I was young and fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's interested in you.
No,
like
literally. Like all my friends, and like when I was that age, all my friends were like dating and like whatever. And I remember I liked this guy so much and everybody knew it. And one of my best friends, he like had said like, oh, I like so-and-so. I was so mad at her for so long, which not her fault, because it's like, you know, he likes so-and-so, but like, I just remember being like, oh my God, like, you know, but she went and dated him anyway. So, okay, that was kind of fucked up. But still, like, that's like what I was doing. Like, I was like being like, oh, I like, but nobody ever liked me. So I was like, oh, whatever. But yeah, so then I think because of that, I also didn't even have in my mind that I was sexual, because going through all that,
right,
and like being bullied and like being told, oh, you're fucking ugly.
That'll do it.
So I think
people are so mean.
No, literally,
they're like, so mean.
Yeah. And I think it wasn't until like recently that I like fully realized that
Coachella.
Coachella. I started realizing, because like I started putting things together, because I remember like having crushes on like girl cartoon characters and stuff, or like stuff like that. And I remember really liking Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because I thought Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, that movie, I was like, oh my God, she looks so good. Like, and like obviously Brad Pitt looks really good too in that movie, but like I was like, oh, they're both so hot. And then I think
dream threesome.
Yeah.
For you,
but,
not for me.
But also, I think he's a horrible person, so that's kind of sad.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I've heard things, but we don't. Brad Pitt, I don't know what you're doing. But I think recently I had been talking to you about it, and I was like, I think I like girls. And you were like, sexuality is a spectrum. Get it. And I kind of was like, I'm trying to figure it out. And then Coachella
2023.
Really opened my eyes. You know what it was? It was Muna.
It was Muna.
I remember seeing Muna and like being like, oh, that's the kind of gay I am. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing like Joe and Naomi. Katie's also very beautiful.
Yeah.
I just think like that's Joe and like Naomi are like, I think in my mind, my type.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing them and being like, okay.
Hold on.
I was like,
hold on.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Like, I get that. Okay. Like,
I was fully at Coachella, high as a kite, drinking a lemonade, watching you go through a whole crisis.
Yeah. And then also 070 Shake. I was like,
I was like a little bit 070, but mostly Muna.
Yeah.
But a little 070.
Yeah. No, like, and I remember Seth turning around to me and looking at me and being like, bye, Panic. And I was like, yeah. Like, I fully was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, oh, I get it. Like, I get this. And this makes sense to me. And then I think after that, I like just started exploring it, like looking in, because, oh my God. Also, we had been going to church too. So
that's a whole nother layer of this.
That's a whole nother thing, because in church you cannot be gay. I don't care what any American Christian church tries to tell you, unless they openly say we love gay people. They do not want gay people in their church.
If they don't talk about it, they don't want you there.
No, because
it's just the reality. They don't.
Yeah, I remember like. By the way, shout out to Kelly, which I should have said respectfully, Joe and Naomi respectfully, because I know Joe is in a happy relationship.
Sure.
But shout out to Kelly, Joe's partner, because I saw Seth the other day and I was like, Seth, you won't believe what happened. Because Kelly posted a TikTok and she was talking about like herself and like her life or whatever, and she was like, yeah, like I don't think I realized I was like gay or like my sexuality until later on in life. Mm-hmm. And then the caption like that showed up on the screen was like, shout out Hillsong NYC. The way I gasped, because I was like, oh my God, me too, girl. Same church, actually.
That's where we met.
Yeah. So Kelly, you want to come on the pod and talk about it, girl?
Kelly, if you would like to come on the pod and talk about Hillsong,
we'd
or
love
anyone,
we'd love to have you.
We're gonna do a Hillsong episode next. Yeah. So get ready.
Yeah. No. Like, okay. So being in that church, like, I remember people being like, or someone being like, oh, is that person gay? Like asking certain people if they're gay to like find out if they could like be on a platform or stuff. So
yeah,
like,
if you were gay, which we'll get into this in the Hillsong episode, if you were gay, there was what's the word? Like a maximum you could go in terms
like a
of
threshold.
like leadership.
Yeah.
So they would let you serve. They would let you like maybe slightly lead a team, but that was it. You weren't going to be main stage. You weren't going to be like a leader. Don't forget about being a pastor.
Yeah, you couldn't
like
pastor
there was
people.
A maximum that you could go in terms of like working your way up.
Yeah. So like it was very much like you can't do certain things. You can't. So also that kind of like got into my brain too, because I'm like, okay, this is what I want, because I'm being told that I want to be married and I want to be like closer to God, which there's nothing wrong with God. It's the church. Like God is, I'm great. Like, you know, we have a complicated relationship. I don't know.
Right.
But no, there's nothing wrong with God and loving God. It's literally just the church.
Yeah.
But I remember like being like, no, I want to get married. Like I want to have kids. And at the time I wanted to be a pastor.
We both did.
Yeah, like all this
so
stuff.
Scary.
Right. I was going to go away to Bible college after I graduated regular college, like fully. Yep. So
scary.
Yeah. And then also when you're in the church, it's like, oh, being married is like, it's not how you get closer to God, but in a way, like a God-filled marriage is like, it brings you closer to God because you and your partner are lifting up God. Mm-hmm. So it's like...
And it's almost like a requirement in the church.
Yes.
Like, you can be 25 and under and be single, but like at a certain point, you have to be married.
Yeah, and like
they like won't let you serve anymore. And like you have to be... Yeah, they're just like weird about it.
Yeah, and also in some churches, like you literally cannot be a lead of something unless you are married. Mm-hmm. Because one, it's like, oh, people can aspire to be like you. They can look at your marriage and be like, oh, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then also it's like a safety net so that you can't do anything with any of the people in the church. Nobody can say anything about you.
You can't hook up with anyone.
Which...
That doesn't stop anyone.
I beg to differ if you have read a couple articles about Hillsong NYC, but yeah. So,
we'll get into that.
Yeah, so that's like why I think for so long I didn't realize my sexuality because of all of that.
Mm-hmm. And you were also attracted to men.
Yeah, I also...
That just makes it so, not easier, but it's easy for that to just like, there's no other option.
Yeah.
And you're attracted to men, so you're like...
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I like men.
Yeah.
But the gag is I'm not just attracted to men. I am attracted to women. In fact, I'm attracted to everyone. Like, I at first thought I was bisexual, but then I also realized, okay, I just like everyone because I don't discriminate. Like, if you're a good person, we vibe, like... what, like, you know, mm-hmm. That's my tea. So I don't really think I'm bi. I think I'm just like queer because I do like everyone. I'm attracted to everyone. Like, I've liked people who are non-binary. I've liked people who are trans. Like, I've liked mm-hmm. men, women, like everyone. So yeah, so queer.
That's your gay journey.
Yeah, but now I'm like fully, I want to date like women. Naomi.
Let's get you some puss.
Oh my God.
Too far.
But
I want you to finger blast someone.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Should I bleep some of that? We'll see. We'll see if I'm feeling spicy.
No, but I will say one thing. My celebrity crush, Naomi McPherson. And I'm never going to say that again in my life.
No, you can't.
Because once people like realize like this podcast blows up, people realize who we are.
When we bump into them.
No, we can't. Like, no. I can't. No,
we can't. No. I just said it. You can't ever say it again.
No, that's the one time I'm saying that, and I will never say it again.
Say what?
Exactly. What am I even talking about? But yeah. Now that person, marriage. I'm kidding. Anyways, moving on.
Ring on it. So that's your story.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
Love that. Mine is very different.
Yeah, yours is different.
My story, I was... Ooh. Did you bonk your knee on the table?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I did, babes.
Yes, I was raised... My dad's a pastor, and that has left me with no trauma. And in Alabama... in a small town in Alabama, mm-hmm. a mostly white small town in Alabama. And so that was fun. I always knew I was gay, always. I remember when I was like 4 years old asking my parents to be a cheerleader, so they let me cheer. So I did competitive cheer. Just like
I knew you cheered, but I didn't know you actively were like, guys, I want to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, we watched like a competitive cheer thing on TV, and I was like, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And I did.
Period.
Did it for 10 years. And, did music and musical theater. And I just, like, always knew. I remember being 11 on Reddit, searching men gray sweatpants bulge. Like, so young. I just knew. Always knew. Which made it challenging. Because, like we've talked about, for me, church was never an option. Mm-hmm. We went every single Sunday, every Wednesday. For a while, it was Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night.
Oh, my God.
So basically Sunday, we were there the whole day, and then we'd have to go on Wednesday. And then we'd have, like, dinners. People would invite us over. it was just all the time. My whole entire life was church. It was never an option. If I was sick, still had to go. We like planned vacations around Sundays. Like we would make sure to come back on Saturday, leave on Monday, so we wouldn't like miss church.
Oh my God.
It was never an option. And yeah. What am I talking about? Sexuality, gay.
Yeah.
So basically, I did not come out at all until like, I didn't tell anyone until after I graduated high school. So I like started slowly telling people, but I would like tell people that I hooked up with guys, but I would be like, but I'm still straight. And they would be like, right.
The call's coming from inside the house, honey.
And I had only ever hooked up with men, which I'm a gold star gay.
Period.
I've never hooked up with a girl, kissed a girl. I did this.
A peck.
With a girl when I was 16.
Aw, that's cute.
That's my sexual history with women. Yes. And I was 16. So yeah, I've only ever hooked up with men. And I just feel like I just slowly started telling people, like, while still being in church.
Yeah.
Which was weird, and like, I wouldn't tell anyone at church for sure. And I like wouldn't post about it at all because I didn't want people from church to know. And I don't know, I think like as I slowly left the church, because it wasn't like I feel like both of us were similar. It wasn't like one day we were just like, I'm done at this. It was like very slow. The pandemic started. We went to fully online.
Yeah.
I started like slowly realizing things and about the church that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Slowly getting away from that and being like, why do I care anymore? Like I've been lying for so long, hiding for so long, like I don't care anymore. I just like, it had been 22 years of like keeping a secret. I was just like over it. So then I just started like telling people, but it's just not my tea to be like, I need to tell you something. That's just not my thing. So I just like to be very casual about it. So I just like started casually saying it around people where I would just be like, so I'm going on a date with this guy, and people were like, no one was ever shocked. No. Let's just keep that in mind. I wasn't like, people weren't like, everyone's like,
no.
Sis, we've been new.
No, like, okay, so Seth never told me he was gay, but I remember we have a really like close friend, our best friend, Ashley, who's in New York. We met through Hillsong. I remember like us talking together without Seth, and she was like,
amazing, talking about my back, awesome.
She was like, oh, like I think I said like, oh, Seth like wanted to meet up with me or something to tell me something, and she goes, oh, do you think he's finally gonna tell you? And I was like, I didn't say what because I wanted to see if she would also say the same thing, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And she was like, oh, that he's gay. And I was like, oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
Didn't even have to, you both just knew.
No, I knew for sure. And I was like, no, like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait for him to like say it on his own time, like whatever. So I like knew, but I was like, wonder when he's going to say something.
I wonder when he's going to know.
Yeah.
When is Seth going to come around and finally know?
No. And okay, also I'm like similar. Well, I don't know if I'm really similar to you because I was going to say, like, I'm similar to you. I don't need to tell people, but I feel like me saying I'm gay is, like, my whole, like, I joke about it now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, like, make jokes about it. Like, I wore my Birkenstocks to the club one time. And I was like, oh, that's very lesbian of me. Well, even though.
Very lesbian.
Yeah, even though not a lesbian, but. No. You know, it doesn't matter. I love women. So, but okay. Seth has never come out. I came out to my parents. And it was very interesting. So I was in a car with my parents during Pride.
Pride Month. Hi, gay. Sashay into a deal.
Yeah. During Pride Month, I'm in the car with my parents, and I look out the window, and we're in an area that has like flags and stuff outside. Like people are like, yeah. And I look out the window, and all of a sudden I go, hey guys, so.
Hey, king and queen.
I'm like, you know, I think I should just like, I kind of want to tell you guys something. And they were like, what? And I was like, so I like boys, but I think I also like girls. And then my mom was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, I think I like girls, but I still like boys, like, whatever. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, what? And she goes, I never thought we would have someone gay in our family. And I kind of like, at that time, I think gay and like straight and like all that stuff was such like almost like a binary to me, that I was so like strict that gay means one thing, like bi means one thing, lesbian means one thing, that I was like, no, like, I'm not saying I'm gay. I'm saying like I'm bi, like I still like everyone, like, or I like men and women. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're gay or something. And I was like, again,
once again, mother. Yeah, some people say gay is like an umbrella term, and some people don't.
I kind of like, I'm like, oh, I'm gay. I'm fine with that. And queer, I like say queer. So that's like fine with me. And if sometimes I'm like lesbian, but
but lesbian does feel very,
it's like very like,
it's not as umbrella-y.
Yeah,
it's like women.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like gay is
like,
I feel like it's mostly used for like gay men.
Yeah, for sure.
But I also think it's just an umbrella term.
Yeah, I like saying, I say I'm gay, or I'm like, oh, I'm queer. But yeah, and then my mom was like, oh, my mom also was like, oh, Wendell, like, what do you think about that, to my dad? And he said,
not his government name.
Nothing. Oh, my dad, he said absolutely nothing. He was like silent the whole ride after that. And
he was just processing it.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, okay. Like, and then we moved on. And
have you talked about it since with him?
Yeah. I went to, after Coachella, I like, the minute I got home, I sat down and I called them and we talked in my apartment. And then I was like, so remember when I told you that thing that I like women? I've confirmed it. Like, I fully know for sure. Like, yeah. And my mom was like, you're telling me a lot of things right now.
Debriefing Coachella, telling them you're bi, like a lot.
Yeah. And then I kind of was like, I was like telling her, and I was like, no, I for sure know. And she was like, how do you know if you've never been with a woman? And I was like, the same way I've never been with a guy and I know I like men. Like, it's the same thing.
You just know.
Yeah. And then she was like, don't tell your dad. And then my dad walked in and then he heard it and he was like, don't tell me what. And then I was like, and I had to
now I have to tell him.
Yeah. And then I sent him a
what did you send him?
I sent him a picture of 070 Shake, and I was like, like, I was just like,
what did he say?
He was like, oh, because I like, okay, my dad loves when other people who are famous are from New Jersey, and Danny is from New Jersey, like I think not New Brunswick, North Bergen or something, and that's
you're saying so many words I don't know.
It's close to where I'm from.
Okay.
Like virtually very close. Like 070 is like the beginning of the zip code where we're from. So yeah, I sent it. I was like, oh yeah, and he was like, oh, that's cool. Like he kind of was like, okay, and I was like, yeah, like okay, good.
Cha-ching.
I was like, we got it. But yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good place to, and you can like talk to them about it, and it would be fine.
Yeah, I just was like, I just need to tell you guys because I'm fully gonna like start dating everyone because I like everyone. So when I come home with like maybe a woman, like you can't be shocked, like because I've already said it. Like that's this isn't my friend or my roommate.
This is my gay lover.
I'm having gay sex with this friend.
I finger blasting this person in the upstairs bedroom tonight.
Oh my God.
Get ready, Mom.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
Being gay is awesome. Still haven't had one partner or met anyone.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
I can't wait to the podcast after you finally...
Ew, I finally meet... Ew! I'm like in love.
Ew.
Like
God.
Oh, Jesus
God. Here we go. Here we go.
Like I feel like I would maybe be like a girlfriend person. Like I am like a very much
baby.
Like,
you're a baby.
Holy fuck. What the fuck?
You need a mommy?
Ew, what? No, I fucking hate that.
Or a daddy?
Ew, Ew. No, I'm like, hello. I think like I would be like a relationship person.
Ew, yeah, you are. You're gonna be like obsessed.
Oh my god. Oh.
You're gonna be like obsessed. They're gonna be your background. You're gonna be like on a date like all the time. Like heart, my love. You're gonna get like matching tattoos.
Ew, I would never fucking do that. Cause no, when you get
it's recorded here on camera, so when you get a matching tattoo, I'm gonna send this to you.
I would no, because when you do that, like you break up.
It is a bad omen.
Bad omen, mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like cursing the relationship.
Yeah. And I want to stay in love with redacted for a long time.
Yeah, we have to start saying redacted or bleep it. But I haven't come out yet to my parents.
You know what? And that's okay.
No, but they know.
Like, they have to.
That's just the thing. It's not my style to, like, as I've said, to, like, sit down. And mm-hmm. So they know. We just, like, don't talk about it.
Also, not to your brothers. Also.
Yeah.
Your brothers.
Uh-huh. My pastor dad has 2 gay sons.
Like, you know what? And that's no.
And that's what you get. No.
No. They're lovely people.
Yeah.
I've met them.
It could have been much worse.
Yeah.
I'd have friends that were like kicked out of the house and
yeah.
Like. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're wonderful. They just maybe don't get it, but we love them. They're great.
Just brainwashed.
Ooh. Would you like get married though?
No. The sirens. I just am not I just don't ever see myself getting married.
I also, that's a hard one for me because I always wanted to being in church, but now I'm like, hey, could you maybe not?
It was an ambulance, so someone's probably dying, but like, keep it down.
Oh my God. So sorry. Keep them in your heart.
So you believe in God still?
Yeah, I think like not like very like as strictly as before, mm-hmm. but I feel like there's so many things that have happened in my life that I fully could not have done on my own, mm-hmm. or that like are out of my control, that I'm like, that has to be like mm-hmm. God, like maybe the universe, like something mm-hmm. bigger than me.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah,
I think he's around. He's like there.
Yeah.
Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy. One of my favorite ways to call God.
Yeah. Father God.
Sky Daddy.
Or what's the one that people say that's really funny? Frick, it's so funny. That like I remember when people used to like pray in our like things, they used to be like, I don't remember what it is, but they used to say some like iteration of like saying God that I used to be like, you're actually like, you cannot be saying that out loud and being like fully for serious.
What was it? I've heard people say daddy
like
in reference to God, which is so weird.
That's very weird. I don't mess with that.
But that is like a Southern thing to call your dad daddy. Like my girl cousins call my uncle daddy, and it's always weirded me out.
Yeah, I think I stopped calling my dad daddy like when I was like 5.
Yeah.
I like now.
I think unless you're 5, it's creepy.
Yeah, I like now call my dad his
government name.
No, I call him his government, or I'm like, hey dad.
Yeah, let's just stick with dad.
Yeah.
We don't need to do daddy unless we're in the bedroom.
I also not with your dad. With
no, oh God, please no. But yes, as we said earlier, I like to be called daddy. Yeah,
he's more like dominant. Since we're talking about like, it's fine. We'll like cut out some of the stuff that's not important because this is like
this is the tea.
No,
I like to be called daddy.
He's more dominant. I'm
in the bedroom, not in like real life.
I'm more submissive. In that sense.
I feel like we're whatever you are in
life.
I feel like you're more assertive and dominant.
Which everyone swears to God that I'm like a top, like.
Yeah, no.
No, I am not. I want to be like a princess. Like, be nice to me.
And be choked. Yeah, there it is. I want to do the choking.
The way you just like. But yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get Seth to continue on his journey having more sex, and me to finally have one partner. Like, not like one, like I just like I
have a
like something. I mean, come on, like
hook up with someone.
Like, let's
get the show on the road.
Like, this is getting like
it's fun. It's fun to hook up with people, and the more you do it, the better you get, and then you're like, you can be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywhoozy.
That's our tea. But yeah, thanks for
listening to the gay episode of Gay Math.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. Let
us know your journey down below.
Oh my God. Yeah. If you want to. Don't out yourself. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to Gay Math. Another episode, another day, another $1. If you want to Venmo us, DM me. I was going to say don't pay your taxes. I'm not inclined to give that advice to people. So.
I mean, if they're going to use our tax dollars to kill people, maybe
just consider.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not telling anyone to do anything.
No, we're just saying.
We're just having a discussion here.
Yeah.
Two friends making jokes.
Yeah. I just don't want my tax dollars to go towards a genocide.
It's not too much to ask.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So, yeah, but thanks for listening to Gay Math.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe. We have an Instagram.
Yeah.
And a TikTok.
We made an Instagram, a TikTok. Come back.
Have personal Instagrams and TikToks.
My Instagram is Monique or whatever.
Seth.Hollingsworth.
Yeah, we'll put them at the bottom. Share a story with us in the comments if you want. And yeah, like, we'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed. And if you're a fellow gay like us, tell us your trauma.
Love ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Hugs and kisses. Love ya, toots.
Bye. Love you, gay.